About your options today of how you can do your own two-factor authentication, have it set up correctly. You can have it set up to you so that when we go into do testing, you guys are prepared, you as cadets are prepared, and we can get the tests done in a timely manner. So I'll turn it over to Captain Smith, and he's going to make some great things happen here.
Okay. So I know that not everyone can sign in and follow along, but I will be recording this so that we can follow along at a later time. If you can, please do, but right now we're just gonna go ahead and go with the presentation. So, let me see if I need to click on this. There we go. So, as Senior Member Steve just did greatly, we are doing this training to be faster, more efficient, and more productive during testing. We're going to be more prepared. You guys are going to start being more independent from your parents, and we're going to be more productive. So, I want you to access your eServices if you can, right now. And then go to capnhq.gov. That should be eServices. Just try to sign in. Let me know when you are ready. I see one thumb. Who else is ready? 2, 3, 4. Okay. We all ready? So, you're going to type your Cap ID and password and hit enter. What options show up for you guys when you do that? Yes.
For just my options?
Yes, your two-factor authentication options, because it's a mandatory thing now. So your two-factor options should pop up when you click enter.
My phone number and my email.
Okay, your phone number, email.
I've got my father's email
Why isn't it your email?
and my email.
And your email. Okay, that's good. What about you?
My email and my mom's.
Your email and your mom's. Okay. How many of you only have one option on there? Probably not a good one. So, we're going to go ahead and set that up for you. So, what is two-factor authentication? Yes?
Where you have something that is what you're trying to sign in on, and then you have like a phone or something else, some external device, and it will tell you like a code or something like that, and and then you put that into what you're trying to log into.
Okay. Why is that important?
Because that way, if there's a hacker, they don't just get your name and password, they have to have the device as well that has the code on it.
Correct. So, it layers security, right? You have more than one way to make sure that you are who you are, right? So, just like at an ATM, you need two things. You need the physical card, and you need the PIN that you know, right? Multi-factor authentication is something you have, something you know, and something you are, correct? So, let's set up your multi-factor authentication. Click the gears or your name, whichever one shows up on your device. Once you do that, click the two-factor authentication button. Should show up as a padlock or the words two-factor authentication. This is a misnomer. It says two-factor authentication. You're setting up multiple factors. You don't want just two. Otherwise, a hacker could get your second authentication method. Your screen, once you click that, is going to look different than mine. Yours may not have a green next to the Authenticator app section, or the email section, or the SMS. This is what mine looks like. So we're going to get you guys set up to have more green. Hopefully not the SMS one. And I will show you why later. So let's set up your emails. First, select an email that you have access to right now. So that should be your email, not your
Everybody
parents.
that doesn't have their own personal email. You don't have your own personal one? You just use a family one, or what did you do?
All first. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're not allowed to have one, maybe we can talk to the parents later. Because they kind of need one according to the regs. We need to be able to email them and then CC their parents as well as another team member if we're going to email them anything, if that makes sense. So that's according to regs. We need to get them their own email, maybe just for CA. But if you do not have one available on the list, add it now. There should be a section at the bottom of the emails section to press like a plus button or something and add an email that you have access to right now. If you do not have an email available, create one. Obviously, if your parents say you can't have one, we'll talk to your parents later. Once you select the email you have access to right now, it will send you a code to that email. I need you to go to that email, collect that code, and it will actually request that code on the eServices page as well. So collect the code, copy and paste it. Once you have submitted that code, it will already be set up as an email factor in eServices. Most of you should already have an email factor set up, correct?
Yes, sir. I have 3.
If you have 3, that's even better. Make the primary one the one that you have access to by yourself, not your parents.
I have 2 that I have access to and one's my name.
Great. Yes.
What if you have access to it, but it's like you can't get on it for a long time?
Then that's a problem, right? You have no access to your eServices at a drop of a dime. So what you need to do is you need to set this up so that you can have access to it when you're coming in to take your tests. Okay? So you need to make that that multi-factor factor something that you have access to right now. Are we all good with the emails? Yes.
Where will this recording be?
I will be putting it on the Phoenix YouTube channel.
We have a YouTube channel?
We have a YouTube channel.
It's gonna be active
When do we
again.
have this?
We don't have any videos on it. This is gonna be the first one. It doesn't show up because there's no videos on it. So, going on to the next section, how to set up your phone number. I recommend not doing it, period. Just don't do it. If it's checked, if it's authenticated and using, uncheck.
Okay.
Why? Hackers can easily SIM swap for your phone number. spoof your phone number, and get that code to your account. This is the most hackable two-factor authentication method. Everyone in the IT industry hates using SMS because hackers get it. Don't use it. That's why I have unchecked my phone number from it.
So if you, like somebody that don't have, they have a phone, but they don't have their own email.
Okay. That's why there's a third method, the Authenticator app. That can go on your phone. Third method, Authenticator app. Go to Google Play Store, go to your app store if you're on iPhone, and download an Authenticator application. Wing will highly recommend the Microsoft Authenticator. Mainly because Wing already mandates that we use the Microsoft Authenticator for the Wing emails. If you don't like using it, like I don't, Google Authenticator is perfectly fine. Authy is perfectly fine. Any other Authenticator app that you deem secure, that you like. Any app that you deem trustworthy, either by whatever the app reviews are, or if you've heard of the company that makes the app, is probably secure. Again, I highly recommend Microsoft Authenticator and Google Authenticator. Download those. Once you do, click the Add Authenticator App button under the Authenticator App section. And then follow the Authenticator App directions. So typically, whenever you open that Authenticator app to add another authentication code, you click the like a plus button or something, and then it'll request whether you want to scan a QR code or type in a manual code. eServices will pop up with a QR code that you should probably scan with that app, and automatically a list of like a 6-digit code will pop up on your Authenticator app. You will take that code and type it into the box on eServices. Once you do that, click Submit, and your Authenticator app should be set up. Anyone have problems with those instructions? If you're following along, are you there? Crickets. Yes.
There have been like a lot of hackers, is that why?
Sorry?
Have there been like a lot of hackers, is that why this is like that?
Hackers have been around since the 80s, since computers.
Well, I just mean like recently, like there's been a lot.
A lot more attacks on databases and organizations, especially military and IT and like volunteer organizations have been hit a lot. Education sector has been hit a lot with attacks. So as we are aerospace educators, we are a prime target for people trying to get in to get information. Maybe not you specifically, but you as a method to get to someone else's accounts who has more authority, more access to the information that they may be looking for. If that makes sense.
You answered it. I was wondering why somebody wanted me to liability account.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. So I'm going to move on. Once you have your Authenticator app and your email set up, you're done. You will now have a section called Other Options that you can use, but your main authentication method should be that Authenticator app. Okay? Now to get to your emails, for those that don't have your own emails, or if you have an outdated email to get to, again, you're going to click the gears. You're going to click on Contacts this time. And then a page like this will show up. You can always add a new contact. You can edit the contacts that you have currently. If your contact is out of date or is wrong, please edit it. Or delete it if you never use it anyways. Cadets need a separate parent email. Cadets may also add their parent's phone number on here as well. These will be different, these will be separate types as you add them as a new contact. Make a primary email, make a primary phone number, make a primary emergency. Those are the three main ones that I recommend for you. They should be your email, your phone, and someone that we can contact in case, you know, missing limb or something, okay? So an emergency contact, honestly. If it is separate from your parent email, make another contact of another parent email or another parent phone number. The more ways we have to contact you will be better. Any other questions that I can answer? Anyone have any questions? Does everyone understand how to do the multi-factor and changing your emails and contact information?
Yes.
All right.
So there's going to be an email going out to your parents and to you, describing a little bit about this process and also the slides here, so that you can educate your parents about why we need to do this and the need for having emails and getting this set up appropriately so that you guys can quickly and efficiently access your accounts and take your tests. The other factor to it too is that having your own laptops. We want to make sure that each of you, if possible, we'll provide it as we can, but each of you bring your own laptops for when you take tests. That way, so the interesting thing about two-factor authentication, I believe it lasts 30 days on a laptop before you have to re-authenticate again.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
I've had to re-authenticate every time.
All right.
But
It may have was that, but it's a lot easier to authenticate to your own laptop.
yes.
So we want you guys to, when you have it, it's time for you to take a test, whether it be your Wright brothers, your Mitchell, or any of the ones in between. Please have your own laptop if possible. If not, we can help you out, but it's your responsibility to bring it.
If you own, I think it is only if you are using one device. If you log into multiple different devices, like I do, I've got a laptop, I've got another laptop, I've got a desktop. I'm an IT guy. I work with computers. So they recognize one device at a time. So if you authenticate maybe on your phone, use the phone a lot. But if you use the phone, a laptop, a desktop, you're going to have to re-authenticate each device each time you try to log in. I think what you're talking about is if you use the laptop and only the laptop to log in for 30 days.
Yeah.
I think that would be what makes
Yeah, your
sense.
authentication is thick at that point.
Yeah,
Okay. Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay, closing information, please.